Alright folks, let's dive into the wonderful world of numbers. Believe it or not, numbers aren't just a bunch of squiggly lines on paper. They are the building blocks of everything. Today, we're going to explore some of the most essential types of numbers. We'll look at numbers you use daily, yes, even if you're not a math geek, like integers, squares, cubes, primes, rational, and irrational numbers. By the end of this, you'll see numbers like never before, more like old friends than scary symbols. Ready? Let's roll. Alright, let's talk about integers, the rock stars of the number world. These are your positive numbers, your negative numbers, and yes, even good old zero. Think of integers as the no-nonsense numbers. They don't do fractions. They don't mess around with decimals. They're all in or all out. Negative or positive, they stand firm. Examples include minus 365, 0, and 17. But numbers like 0.5 or 13.4 aren't integers. Got it? Now, here's a quick challenge for you. Is minus 1000.1 an integer? No, integers don't do decimal points. Simple, right? Moving on. Now we're getting into the cool stuff, squares and cubes. Imagine you're building something, like Lego blocks, but instead of physical blocks, we're talking about numbers building on themselves. A square is a number multiplied by itself, just like 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Easy, right? And cubes? That's like stepping into 3D. You're multiplying a number by itself 3 times, like 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 8. Simple. Sure, but here's the kicker. You'll need to memorize some of these, because you won't always have a calculator to save you. How fast can you recall them? Let's find out. Prime numbers. These are like the VIPs of the number world. They don't just hang out with any number. They only divide by 1 and themselves. Think of them as the independent stars that shine on their own terms. But here's something cool. Did you know that except for 2 and 5, all prime numbers end in 1, 3, 7, or 9? So, if you see a number ending in 2 or 5, it's definitely not a prime. Unless, of course, it's the number 2 or 5 themselves. Fun fact to impress your friends with, right? Let's wrap it up with rational and irrational numbers. Rational numbers are like the calm and predictable ones. They can be written as fractions, and they love to play by the rules. Whether it's 4, which is 4 to 1, or 0.333, which is 1/3. They're all about structure. On the other hand, irrational numbers? Well, they're the rebels of the number world. They never end and never repeat, like pi, or square root 2. They keep going and going, wild and free. Isn't that just fascinating? Next time you see one, you'll know just how untamed they are.